Imagine this. The God of the Bible, the Almighty Creator, sitting in a council, not alone, but surrounded by other gods. Not angels, not men, but divine beings called gods. What happened in that heavenly meeting recorded in Psalm 82 has puzzled scholars, terrified believers, and sparked one of the greatest mysteries in Scripture. Did the Bible just admit there are other gods? And if so, what happened when the Most High confronted them? The book of Psalms is usually filled with prayers, songs, and cries for help. But then, tucked inside is Psalm 82, unlike any other. It opens with these haunting words: God presides in the great assembly. He renders judgment among the gods. Right there, a scene unfolds. A courtroom in the heavens, a divine council chamber where the judge of all judges sits enthroned. But he is not alone. He rises to deliver judgment, not against humans, but against powerful spiritual rulers who hold sway over nations and people. Who are these gods? Are they idols? Demons? Angelic rulers? Or could they be something even deeper? Ancient beings who abused the power God gave them? At the heart of Psalm 82 lies not just judgment, but love for justice, for the poor, for the broken. God looks at these so-called gods and accuses them. How long will you defend the unjust and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and oppressed. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. Do you feel it? This is the cry of a father, a lover of his people, who entrusted rulers, spiritual and earthly alike, with the care of humanity. But instead of protecting the weak, they exploited them. Instead of bringing justice, they multiplied injustice. The drama deepens. What was supposed to be a partnership between heaven and earth has turned into betrayal. And God's heart burns with both anger and sorrow, like a betrayed lover. These gods, known in Hebrew as Elohim, were supposed to represent God's will on earth. Some scholars believe they were angelic beings appointed over nations after the Tower of Babel, meant to guide humanity back to God. Others see them as corrupt earthly judges, called gods for their authority. But whoever they were, the accusation is clear. They became corrupt. They chose oppression over compassion, greed over mercy, violence over peace. The tension rises. Imagine heavenly beings, clothed with glory, entrusted with power, slowly turning their eyes away from their Creator. They began to enjoy the worship of men. They began to demand sacrifices. They began to play God in their own right. In the shadows of history, nations fell into idolatry, rulers into cruelty, and humanity into despair. And behind it all, the so-called gods smiled. But now, the Most High steps into the council, and silence falls. The room trembles as God speaks his judgment. I said, "You are gods. You are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler." Chilling words. The ones who thought themselves untouchable, eternal, above justice, are stripped of immortality. The eternal beings are sentenced to die like men. Picture it. The arrogant faces of gods turning pale. The realization that their power is ending. The glory they hoarded will fade. The nations they enslaved will be freed. This is no ordinary judgment. It's a divine death sentence. And in that moment, the entire cosmos shifts. No longer will these beings reign unchecked. God himself has declared, their days are numbered. Psalm 82 ends with a cry, "Rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance." It's not just history, it's prophecy. It's a promise. The injustice we see today, the powerful crushing the powerless, the wicked prospering while the righteous suffer, will not last forever. The same God who confronted the gods of Psalm 82 will confront every corrupt power, every unjust ruler, every oppressor, spiritual or human. His heart burns for justice. His love demands action. And for us, the lesson is sobering. Power is not permanent. Authority is borrowed. Whether angel, king, president, or judge, every ruler answers to a higher judge. Even we, in our smaller spheres of influence, must choose. Will we use our power to oppress or to uplift? To exploit or to defend? Psalm 8:2 is not just a courtroom drama. It's a cosmic warning. A reminder that the one true God sees, remembers, and will bring justice, even against gods themselves. But the story doesn't end here. Because throughout the Bible we find hints of this divine counsel again. Strange meetings in Job, visions in Daniel, and mysterious gods defeated by Christ himself. And one question remains. When Jesus quoted Psalm 82 in the New Testament, was he hinting that we too are part of this divine drama? That's what we'll explore in our next video. When Jesus quoted the gods, the mystery of John 10 verse 34. Because if Psalm 82 revealed the fall of the gods, then Jesus revealed something even more shocking about us. Stay tuned.